guys, and it's finished. Man City 4, Arsenal 1, and that was one of the most feeble, weak, spineless performances I've seen in a very long time. Probably have to go right back to the end of last season when we completely capitulated and threw everything away. We spoke so much before this game. We talked so much before this game about how big it was, how you're going to rise to the occasion. These are the moments the players are waiting for. Well, most of those players need to hang their heads in shame. Most of these players are nowhere near ready for a title challenge. That is the harsh reality. We've had an unbelievable season. We've exceeded expectations and everything else, and they've, let us dream. But when it came down to the crunch, we are a million miles away. Man City absolutely bullied us. Men against boys. They toyed with us. They could have got 7 or 8 if they wanted to, but they took pity on us. And the way that we performed in that first half, the way that we actually played, the way that some of those players performed, that is my biggest issue, because they never stepped up. You got big players there, like Thomas Partey, for example. He's been there, seen it, done it with Atletico Madrid. But again today, like the last few games, he was absolutely dreadful. Gabriel has been immense this season. He was woeful. Rob Holding, he should never play for Arsenal again. Great servant and everything else. But if you ever want to move to the next level, then you've got to get rid of people like Rob Holding. He's part of the Arsenal furniture that was a failure years and years ago. It's not going to change. He was dreadful. The first goal, too tight on Haaland, gets absolutely spun. He's all over the place. Aaron Ramsdale, he needs to take a long, hard look at himself. He's had some unbelievable performances since he's been here. You think only a few weeks ago against Liverpool, he was exceptional. But then you look at tonight, weak. You look at the goal that he conceded at West Ham, weak. Ben White, absolutely dreadful. Zinchenko, absolutely dreadful. Granit Xhaka, I don't think he was even ready for tonight's game. I think he just got thrown in and he's still not 100% over his illness, to be quite honest with you. Martinelli and Saka, I'm not going to actually single them out because those are two players that have actually stepped up throughout the course of this season and produced. But tonight they had zero surface. Zero surface. Where was it? There was no supply line. There was nothing. Martin Odegaard, absolutely abysmal tonight. You look at Man City's third goal at the start of the second half. The way he's just given the ball away. Nobody's pressing forward and trying to win the ball. And they're just letting Kevin De Bruyne just drift into the box like he's a nobody. And then Odegaard's waving his hands around, getting angry at everyone else. You gave the ball away in the middle of the pitch. Seriously, I see more from Reece Nelson, Jorginho and Trossard when they come on than a lot of those players, not just today, but in the last few games. What more do you want me to say? It was just a weak, spineless performance. And yes, we can talk about how exceptional Man City are. We can talk about how good they played because they are phenomenal. All right. And it's very easy, when you've got £100 million players in all these different positions, it doesn't matter whether they get injuries. They've got another £100 million player that they can just drop in there and everything else. But they are so well drilled. They are so used to being in this situation. They thrive on these pressure moments. And they just walked all over us. We looked like scared little babies. That's what we looked like. Absolutely embarrassing. And like I said, probably this season, it's the first time I've looked at that and I've really gone, yeah, spineless. Last time I can remember that was away to Spurs and away to Newcastle last season when we threw top 4 away. And now we've thrown the league title away. We had it in our hands. We had the opportunity, but we have thrown it away. Man City are 2 points behind and have 2 games in hand. You need to rely on other clubs to take points off them, not once, but twice. You really think that's going to happen? And let's, take Man City out of the equation for the minute here. Not only do you think that's going to happen, do you actually think that we're then going to go and win our next 5 games? Please. Do you really think that? We got Chelsea next. Now, they are abysmal. They lost again. So how their fans can even try and banter us, I don't even know. But if there's ever a team that are going to give Frank Lampard his first victory, it would be us, wouldn't it? Oh, mate. And then we got to go to St. James's Park. And then we got to play Brighton. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, my word, if we keep losing games, probably end up being 3rd. Absolutely shambolic. I don't know what more you want me to say, to be quite honest with you. I think I've broken it down pretty simply for every single one of you. And listen, before the game, like I say, your heart tells you one thing, your head tells you another. My heart was saying that we're going to win the game. My head was always saying we're never going to win this game. We're a million miles off. But I look at that. And do you know what? Not only are Arsenal a million miles off, everybody is a million miles off from this Man City side right now. And it's so frustrating. It's so annoying because of how well we have done this season and everything else. And, we're going to be playing Champions League football next season. And that ultimately was the aim at the start. But it just feels so flat right now. It feels like a massive kick in the teeth because we had it in our hands, but we've thrown it all away. And we only have ourselves to blame because, when push comes to shove, you find out, who the big players are. You find out who can stand up and, be counted. I see at the end of the game as well. There was a little incident going on involving Ben White and everything else. And I sat there and I thought, why couldn't you show that kind of fight when the game was actually being played? Why couldn't you actually, really grab the game by the scruff of the neck when the game was on and it really mattered? Why'd you wait for the full-time whistle to go? Weak, spineless babies. That's all I can say at the end of the day. I'm absolutely fuming by the way that we've capitulated in the last few weeks, and that just compounds it today. We got humiliated and absolutely destroyed by Manchester City, and there's no sugarcoating it. There's no getting away from it. We were crap. They were exceptional, and we got exactly what we deserved. And do you know what? We got lucky that it was only 4 because it should have been 8 or 9. We were abysmal, and it's as simple as that. So I've got nothing more to say. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.